is the word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that he used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy, you're invited.
All right, we back. We had to just fix something really quick before we started because I didn't want to have to, stop the show for it again. So, very important when you have all this set up. So, let's get it in. So, don't forget, guys, if you want to join our Hebrew and Bible Academy before we start, it's going to start on Sunday, December 14th. So, make sure you go to historytimes.org so you can enroll. All right. I think we're December 9th right now. So I still think they're taking enrollments. Okay. And we teach the Hebrew. You understand world news. We have some called Sodom Watch. And we have powerful biblical lessons that if you don't understand, if you're new to the Bible, if you're new to our church, if you're new to this program, you definitely want to check it out. It's on Sundays. It's pre-recorded. And it's 3 months. And to support it, it's just $150, okay? And when I say that, once again, this is going to pretty much catch you up to speed. If you've never been reading the Bible, this is going to catch you all the way up to speed. We have lessons like creation. We have lessons about the Roman Empire, who the Israelites are, who the nations are in the Bible. It just quantifies everything. And then, each few months, you understand, we change it up. Because some people continue to support the church just to give them something new. And the Most High is always the Most High God. When we say the Most High, he is the Most High. He is the creator of all gods. So those who continue to support the church, we give them something new and interesting. And we try never to make it the same. The only thing that stays the same is the price. Usually in this world, price, when it comes to prices, they go up. But this price have always stayed the same. So it always goes back around so that you can still actually get lessons that you probably have missed in the other academies, just to get you all caught up to speed. I don't care whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, you understand. And the reason I'm saying this, guys, is because you guys don't know how powerful this work is. I mean, let me tell you, every day that I'm out, people are calling me, hitting me up. You know what I mean? People who are friends of my family, all that. And people are interesting. People are like, man, you know what? I want to come to your church. Sometimes people will say it and not come right away. And then something will hit them in prophecy. And they're like, you know what? I need to come to this church. And I'll tell them, hey, these are things that we've been teaching about for the past 20 years. You know what I mean? Israelites have been teaching about these things for a long time. So it's a lot of information going on out there. And believe it or not, a lot of people are putting things out there with AI and all that. And I'm like, that's cool and all that. But you really need to come to proper teachers. So I have to put this information out there every Tuesday, okay? And also, before I start, our main channel is A Gathering 144. That's our main channel, okay? This is our media channel where we come through with lessons on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then we have our main page, A Gathering 144, where we teach on Wednesdays, Fridays, and then we roll it over to Patreon, and then we teach on the actual Sabbath when God said that we are actually supposed to worship. And then on Sunday, which you just heard me speak about, okay, historytimes.org. All you have to do is go to historytimes.org to enroll. Okay? So just go there and you'll get all the information you need. Click to enroll, and you'll get all the help you need from there, all right? Without further ado, we're going to go in. Once again, for those of you who don't know, I am Elder Rawchaa. I'm glad that the sound is okay, but check it out. I've been watching you understand what goes on social media. A lot of things are really just big distractions because our people are in the last days. But for us, it's a blessing because we get to see all of the things that people continue to say are not real. The Bible is written by the white man and all of these different things. No. Shalom, Elder Dale. How you doing, my brother? Yeah. So I thank you for moderating for me sometimes, man. Whenever you're available, I really appreciate it. Elder Dale been holding down for years. A lot of y'all don't know. He been on it for years from the beginning. But anyway, yeah. A lot of people say the white man wrote the book, and that's because they don't understand. And I don't blame them. They don't know the extra biblical text that was taken out, doing the Constantine times and all of these things, right? Like the Apocrypha, for example, where Ezra's, for example, Prophet Ezra's, he has another book called Second Ezra's. We go into all of these things in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. We have extra biblical texts called Book of Jasher, the upright ones. So these are all of the type of records that we go into because all of them were not included in this book that they call the Bible, which was different scrolls at one time. Okay, so we can actually teach you all of these different things and quantify them and get you up to speed, and to show you that how everybody's been lying to you, playing with you, all right, and just keeping you in these entertainment celebrity distractions. These are the modern day representations of the gods. Okay, and guess what? Guess what the new distraction is? Puffy's new documentary that another man did against him because he's mad about him having his baby mama, big grown kids. And guess what? Where I'm from, we used to say you don't hate the player, you hate the game. You wanted to play the game. Listen, you don't hate the player, you hate the game, baby. So if you're going to sin, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to put my opinion on it, but real ones know it's kind of corny to defame another black man, even though Puffy is Puffy. But there's already a knife in his back. And, you want to stick another one, but those things should be really handled behind the scenes if it's so-called supposed to be gangster stuff. But that's just another distraction. That's one of the distractions. There was this other podcast. What's the brother's name, the football player? How could I forget his name? Shannon Sharp. I can't call him Shay Shay. I just think that's gay. I can't call another man Shay Shay. But I'm not saying that's what he is. But, there's some rumors out there and all that. But I don't put rumors on people. You know what I mean? But I'm going to tell you, the brother was a great athlete and had a great show. And speaking of that, he had this lady on there. I think her name is Cheyenne Bryan, and all of the sisters are agreeing with her. And it's like, listen, no offense to that sister. Some things she says is okay, but I take it as the book. The Tree of Good and Evil, because most people who are giving us advice, they are not. They shouldn't be able to give this advice. They're not qualified. A lot of these people are psychologists. A lot of people are getting the DR with the period as if they're doctors. No. And you got sisters, every time they hear some woman who's not qualified to speak, just because he's speaking something that they can relate to, they think is correct. No. You need to look at our nation and see what the heck is going on out here. A lot of this is going on like what it says in the Apocrypha. It's not to blame anybody, but the reality is all sin came from women first. Woman. The young men being emotional. Yeah, you could say they don't have fathers, but most of the time the woman is not listening to that man. or she is picking a man she shouldn't be picking. I'm not blaming. This is just the facts. The men come out emotional. They come out weak, and then they have babies, and that it just perpetuates the cycle. And one day, if you listen, we're going to glisten. And if you don't listen, you're going to miss it. See what I'm saying? So, why are witches and warlocks giving us advice? You can say, well, why are you calling them witches and warlocks? Well, Babylon, America, was founded first on the surface off of so-called Christianity. That's what was holding this place together with some Elmer's glue. But now Babylon is falling because the foundations were Christianity, and it started to be built upon ancient Babylon culture. Like you see all of these East Indians, we're going to talk about it all tonight. And I mean, we talk about it a lot, but there's always some new fad, fashion, or topic out there that goes viral. And then our people go right back to sleep. We go right back to sleep. We are in the end of the world. And it's crazy because you would think that being in the end of the world, everybody will be able to see. Everybody can't see like they think they can. So I'm going to ask again, why are witches and warlocks giving advice? Let us go to Sirach 19 and 20 through 30 really quick and talk about true and false wisdom really quick. Sirach 20 and 30. KJV. Sirach, the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha. If you're new and you don't have an Apocrypha, you need to order you one, a King James Version Apocrypha. Okay? Sirach chapter 20. You can just Google it for now and get you Sirach chapter 20. You could just Google it and get you Sirach chapter 20, or you can just follow along here. All right, you can just look at my screen right here, and it should be up there for you. Let's go down to 30. Is that what? Hold up 1 second. Let me make sure that's the right one I wanted there. No, I got that wrong. Sirach 19 and 20 through 30. That was my fault. Sirach 19. There we go. I got it right here. Check this out. The fear of the Lord is all wisdom. And in all wisdom is the performance of the law and the knowledge of his omnipotency. See, these people, no offense, no judging them like they claim, you can't judge me. No one of us is perfect. This is the excuse that they all use. If you know the Bible, you know that judgment is not just from someone's opinion. Someone's opinion is not casting stones. Okay? In the Bible, judgment means death. If you committed a sin that was worthy of death, you died. You got stoned to death. All right? So that's not the type of judgment. We are just tonight simply edifying. We don't know these people personally, so we are not here to defame their character. We're going based off of what we see out here in the world on social media. Okay? And some things are alleged. But I'm going to tell you, these people are in no way, shape, or form to speak what comes out of this Bible if they're living against what God said. And that's why it says here, the fear of the Lord is all wisdom. So if you're not walking in his commandments, anybody can make their own righteousness in their own commandments. And most of these people, don't you guys notice, guys? Let me tell you something out there. Don't most of you guys notice, especially sisters, the people who is making their own, is talking about or speaking from the Bible, they always having a thong on or some type of bathing suit or bedroom night clothing on social media in the daytime, or twerking. These are the people who always have God in their mouth and trying to give you advice. You can't give advice. Do you know that on the other side of the world, a man's antenna, spiritual antenna, doesn't even go off because most of those women, especially in the Middle East and places like that, are covered up. When I was living in Egypt, for an example, because most people don't travel, and if they do travel, they like to go to the places that's tourist, and they don't be up. They're not among the locals. But when I was in Egypt, it was one point in time where, I'm a man. I mean, we're all men. All you seen was faces. You were not able to see a woman's body. Not that we were trying to, but you noticed something different. Like the antennas of the flesh are not really going off because the whole society is covered up. You see what I'm saying? The whole society is covered up. Now, as I started to leave, I started to see more Western, immoral ways hop on the people slightly, of the women there putting on jeans and kind of showing some of their curves and their shape. But it's a total night and day when you come here to Babylon from those type of places. Okay? But those people still have some of the principles of Abraham that he followed, because they're Ishmaelites, a lot of them. And we were in some of those parts of the land, and a lot of them, to look down on us and to keep us down, they will keep some of these ways on the surface to make it look like we're the only people who's sinning. So I'm bringing this information out not to cast stones. I'm bringing it out to edify. And if you truly want to be a woman of the Most High God, or a man of God, to follow him in his will and to please him, you would listen to what's coming out of the scriptures. Because if any man speak, let it be the oracles of God. That's what the Most High says. All right. Let's continue here. Let's go to verse 21. Now, once again, we're in the book of Ecclesiasticus. That's in the Apocrypha. It's not Ecclesiastes. We are in Ecclesiasticus, or Sirach, chapter 19, verse 21. So, if a servant say to his master, I will not do as it pleaseth thee, though afterward he do it, he angereth him that nourished him. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Sometimes people will bring in what they used to do and all of the evil and sin they used to do, and bring it in like, man, you know what? I used to make $1 million a day. I used to do all of these things. Okay. That don't mean that that's wisdom. That don't mean that your worldly ways are wisdom. We're reading from the word of the Most High God right now. Okay. We all had some faith to survive, but that don't mean that our choices were actual wisdom, because we just read earlier, wisdom is to fear God and to keep his commandments. So if you're not fearing the Most High God and you don't actually know him, how can you give any wisdom out? If any man speak, it has to be according to the oracles of God. That's what the Bible says. All right. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom, neither at any time the counsel of sinners prudence. You see that? None of your advice is wisdom. So what you're talking is straight vain. It's coming. I mean, it's just coming out your mouth. You understand, and it's just vain. It's not edification. It's not edifying anybody. These are your opinions, and a lot of people, man or woman, who's giving these life coaches, these so-called life coaches, a lot of them are not even married themselves. I would love to see them come on the show sometime with their significant other every now and then. And I get it. People don't want to put their significant other out there, but at least, hey, are you married at all? You never hear a lot of them mention it. They're all either late 40s, early or mid-50s giving advice when they should be having a husband or wife. And then when you mention that, they have a bunch of excuses of why they don't want to get married. And then come to find out a lot of times, a lot of them are either in the LGBTQ plus group that they are not proud about, because guess what? If they were, they would just come out with it. And the way they come out with it is through podcasts and interviews. And they say that you shouldn't attack a certain group. And then when you like, hold up, I thought you were speaking biblical principles. If you were speaking biblical principles, you know what it says about LGBTQ or whatever they call this stuff today. The rainbow gang, the rainbow mafia. You know what it says about people who stole God's rainbow. And now you're over there with them being politically correct. Now I'm understanding that you don't have the tongue to speak the oracles of God. While you're speaking reptilian language with a forked tongue. Right? A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So if you're over here speaking biblical principles and then you're over there, you're speaking the tree of good and evil that started all sin. Let's continue. There is a wickedness and the same an abomination, and there is a fool wanting in wisdom. Look at that. Look, there's wickedness and the same is an abomination. And there is a fool wanting in wisdom. He or she trying to be deep. You're not deep. You're very shallow. And this is not a shot. This is not an uppercut, a blow, a left Mike Tyson hook. You are shallow. Okay? You want to be known for your credentials. The Most High God don't care about any of that. He can make a poor man rich overnight. This is not opinion. Everything I'm speaking comes from the oracles of God. This is not from my opinion right now. Everything I'm speaking is scripture you can look up. Let's continue. Verse 24 says, he that had small understanding and feared God is better than one that had much wisdom. And which type of wisdom are we talking? We're talking about wisdom of wickedness. People who think they're wise. You see, I don't think I'm wise. I let the Holy Spirit that God gave us when our Savior died be wise. I am not wise. I became a fool to become wise. I don't have any credentials. My credentials are Christ when I'm giving advice. See, we want to be known as something instead of letting the Most High God use us. You see what I'm saying? So that's why he's like, listen, you want wisdom. You think you're self-proclaimed wise. Just like Jay-Z was a self-proclaimed king of the East Coast. Self-proclaimed. Just like T.I. started saying he was a king of the South. These are self-proclaimed type of situations. And I'm saying that because that's just the truth. Outside, I'm not trying to bring it into music, but no one crowned these people that. This is self-proclaimed. Now, guess what? When you speak words, they're powerful. But we're talking about the way God measures things. The way he weighs things in the balance. Verse 24 says, he that has small understanding and fear God is better than one that had much wisdom and transgressed the law of the Most High. How can you in one breath tell somebody something and then you shake an ass in the next thing? Excuse my language. Just keeping it real. And then when you done shaking behind and twerking, you understand you right back preaching the Bible? Does that make any sense? It's like we can say something wise, but with sisters that it's calling you right back to have to shake a little behind. And you know, sisters, boy, they get in a party, they rub booties against each other, and it's like, man, Can we put a piece of tape on? Can we just destroy the twerk button for a second? I just showed you Rock some. I'm like, on the other side of the world. She was happy that her house was getting built. And then she just starts to twerk out of nowhere. Her husband's right there, and he's letting her do it too, Nigerians. And I'm just like, what is going on with this twerk button, man? Listen, I love women. I love beautiful black women. I love them. But let me tell you, I don't love this thing that people just jumping out instantly twerking for everything. It's just annoying. It's really annoying, honestly. It's dirty. It's dirty. It's not classy. Okay? And when you rubbing your behind on each other, it's really, you got some LGBT going up in. That's just my home girl. That's my sister. Yeah. You might have been in them puffy parties. Huh? Goodness gracious. Brothers, is there something that, because I've never seen brothers just pop out and just do something like, we don't do that. Where is this thing coming from? Good Lord. Just go get married, sis. And then when it's time to go and get married, you can't find no good men. What you twerking for then? You act like you in the bedroom chamber, like somebody just came and gave you a ring and took your hand to wife. It's like, hey, what's going on here? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, me and certain men ain't never had a problem getting no women. So we can speak on it. We done had top to hood rat. We done had it all. Okay? And some people who's famous, just because you famous don't mean you look good. So some people think they're credentialed. Listen, it's women who are poor and look better than you. So I can speak on it. I'm telling you universally, this thing got to stop. Okay? Let's continue. There is an exquisite subtlety, and the same is unjust, and there is one that turneth aside and maketh judgment appear. And there is a wise man that justifieth in judgment. There is a wicked man that hangeth down his head sadly, but inwardly he is full of deceit. Huh? You got people who try to act like Satan. Give you the sad sob story to seem godly, but really they're full of deceit. Man, yeah, I went through it, man. I had to work hard to get here. Just to try to gain a crowd to bring their good, then the tree of evil. The tree of good and evil. See what I'm saying? Casting down his countenance and making as if he heard not. You heard what I said? What'd you say? You know you heard him. Huh? Let me tell you guys, these influencers on social media have found out how to play on people's emotions. Huh? And making as if he heard not, where he is not known, he will do thee mischief before thou be aware. Already have a chess move planned for you. You got people like 50 Cent, let me tell you, he been around Puffy a lot. I'm sure Puffy never knew that this documentary is coming out. Huh? And if for want of power he be hindered from sinning, yet when he findeth opportunity, he will do evil. Look at that. That's why I gave the example of 50 Cent, for example. Talented brother, great shows, all that. But when the time came, guess what? Puffy went down. It looked like the elite bringing him up. This is just my opinion. Okay? A man may be known by his look, and one that had understanding by his countenance, when thou meetest him. A man's attire and excessive laughter and gait show what he is. You let me tell you, you wear who you are. You wear who you are on your sleeve. Everybody, listen, you can't fake for too long. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay, you can't fake for too long. Now, we're going to get a few of these videos really quick that I'm speaking about, but I want to go really quick to 1 Timothy 1:7 really quick before we go there. 1 Timothy 1:7. All right, we have it up here. Desiring to be teachers of the law, understanding neither what they say nor whereof they affirm. You see that? You have people who picks up this book, they get inspired. They don't pick up the book, they just heard something, or they become famous, they become a so-called doctor. And they're just speaking this book as if they actually understand what's going on. And most of the time you hear it, man, they be philosophizing and philosophizing. Straight up. Desiring to be teachers of the law, but you have no clue of what the hell you're talking about. You just, and guess what? These celebrities don't, we have to understand, these celebrities don't speak for us. Just because you feel like you hear something deep, and sisters can be sold at any time. Oh my goodness. They hear a person, a woman who having a little success speak, they can be sold at any time. And that's why the Bible says, give honor to the woman as a weaker vessel. It's no surprise that she's going to do that. And I'm not talking about all women. The virtuous women, I have to sit them in a different class because somebody have groomed them to be a certain way. They have had fathers, they have had, you understand, mothers to groom them in a certain way. So when I'm speaking of just people who are unlearned, don't know, or think they know, but they really don't know. So if you are a virtuous daughter and you were raised upright, of course you wouldn't go through this. Of course this is not speaking about you. But we're trying to save these people's souls before it's too late, if they want it to be saved. We're just putting it out there. For those who have ears to hear, let them hear. You listen, let me tell you something. Even if you're a celebrity and you see yourself on the scene, if you see us speaking, let me tell you, you do the same thing. You put others' relationships like Cardi B and Offset and all these people on the screen. You put Steph Curry and you gave your advice on them. We're just doing the same thing to you. But we're telling you, you're not qualified to speak on this Bible. Maybe you're qualified to speak that worldly psychology, but not this. And we're saying it according to God's words. Now, if you want to learn and humble yourself and drop your pride and put some clothes on, guess what? We'll baptize you in the water, and we'll forget about everything, because guess what? Christ told us to forgive. But we're just not going to let people put knives in our people's back and we not take them out and try to heal our people. I'm sorry. We're not going for that. Listen, we are working so hard unto the death to try to save our people, and knowing that most of them won't listen to us. Okay? So, let's go to this. We know that Satan comes as an angel of light. No marvel, right? Fair use for educational purposes only. I'm sure some of you have seen this interview. Now, if there's any profanity on it, I don't know really, but you understand. We're just showing it for fair use purposes, okay? This is Club Shay, Shannon Sharp, and Dr. Cheyenne, Miss Cheyenne Bryant.
Do that as a black man.
Yes.
Why is that a problem for y'all to cleave, which means evolve?
Before we start, sisters, we have to stop thinking that these sisters are speaking for all women. They're not. If you're a godly woman, you let godly men speak for you. These women, you don't know them. Someone you don't know cannot blow the trumpet and speak for you, especially when God did not authorize women to do such a thing. Call it a form of control, call it whatever you want to. But God is the one in control because he's the one who made the rules. And I'm not going to badmouth her. I'm speaking literally what's out there.
Which means lose parts of you. When you are in a relationship, why is there so much resistance of I am who I am? I'm not changing. You met me like this.
Yeah.
Look, Shannon. Yep. You know, Shannon country boy. Yep. Shannon already letting it be known. I'm definitely not changing for no woman. Because women were made to be molded by men, and God made Eve from Adam. That's what woman means. From man. From the womb of a man. Woman. Put it together. Woman, womb of a man. Okay? She came out with so much wants. And listen, it's like, Adam, like, chill for a second. Just do what the Lord said and just chill. But nothing's never good enough, huh? But it's all good. If you get a good godly man, he knows how to balance all that. Okay? Look, Shannon like, yep.
That's a lot. Because I feel like, because like you said, we are losing parts. If we lose parts of ourselves.
Don't agree with her, Shannon.
Am I still the same Shannon?
But why do you want to be the same Shannon even if you're by yourself? So do you want to be the same 30-year-old Shannon you were?
No.
So then why do you want to be that on your number 2 with me? Or your number 5 with me? Why is it that me being the woman you chose,
yes,
I got to be of some good character?
Yeah.
So my good character hasn't influenced you in any way to want to?
It made me want to do.
Now check it out. And I have to stop it in between. The way she's speaking is like witchcraft. It's almost like, and also it's almost like begging a man to just want to follow you and your ways. No, woman, I am here to follow my God. I am not here to worship you and your beauty. Let me tell you, as a matter of fact, you need to understand something. Your beauty came from man. Your beauty came from man. So men, when you following beauty, don't forget the beauty came from you. Eve came from Adam. Listen, we don't really be thinking how this thing really goes. She wouldn't look good if she didn't come from you. So you listen. That beauty already came from you. You don't need to chase that. Listen. You the original portion of beautiful. Now, obviously, the Most High made it to where she was going to look feminine so you can be attracted. You got estrogen and testosterone, right? He was going to make it like that. But I'm saying it in for specifically for the reason of us not having to follow and worship them. They're supposed to add to us, and we add to them.
Right.
To do better.
Yeah.
To do right.
But can I say me?
I haven't watered any seeds in you.
Yeah, you have.
Of
And
course.
so when those seeds are watered, right, and you start to grow, what about the pruning season within our relationship? So you just don't want to prune? Because if you don't want to prune, that means you don't want to grow. Because it takes pruning for growth.
Yes.
So explain to me. And even when we sow up the soil to plant new seeds.
Here she goes. She's trying to be deep. She's trying to be deep. She's trying to reason. Sisters, this woman, I don't know how old this woman is, but I can tell you. She's mature enough to know. She's mature enough to know that, and she should be, if she's a so-called doctor, that you ain't changing no man. The sun comes up and the sun comes down. The moon changes. It's crescent, it's half, it's full, it's red. It almost sounds like a big kid that can't get someone to do what they want them to do. Well, listen. women have to stop getting what men thinking they're going to change him. The man who you get, that's who he is. That doesn't mean he's not going to change, but he will change according to his own wants. Can he get inspired to do things different? Yes, but you will never be able to force him to do anything else. It will not happen. He can get inspired. He can get motivated. But as soon as you step out of that balance, out of that order, he's not going to want to do anything you're talking about. And if you become annoying because you keep talking all day about the same stuff, he's not going to listen even more. And then you will cry, why don't you want to listen to me? Huh? You got to learn how to balance this thing. Wax on, wax off. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's seeds down there that get sowed up, that end up dead.
Mm-hmm.
So at what point do we grow together?
Nah,
This is one of the
sis.
biggest deficits and issues within our black community, of black and men being in a relationship. At what point?
Uh-oh, now she's throwing this is one of the biggest thing in our black community. Hold up, sis. You are wrong. This is not a blame on our sisters, but you are wrong. One of the biggest things in the black community is that happened in the black community and after slavery is the woman was given benefits. Feminism. You don't know the powers that be, okay, that were behind the scenes that were pushing to separate family. While you're blaming your men and they got men blaming women, there was another power behind that. But how do we fix it? I can tell you, since you're a biblical woman, Dr. Bryant, you go to 1 Corinthians 11 if you're a biblical woman. And that's in the New Testament. That's not the Old Testament. Even because the pastors say, don't read the Old Testament. Okay. It's in the New Testament. The order is God, Christ, man, and woman. He didn't authorize a woman to teach. And if you got to beg a man, that's not the man you should be with. That's just who he is. Men, you need to know which type of women to pick as well. And women, you need to know if this is the type of man you want to serve, period.
Do we grow? If you're not willing to grow, Fig Tree, at what point?
Don't try to throw
And
Christ
then
in
when
there.
God
She trying to
curses
throw.
this
She trying to. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt, but she's trying to throw. Listen, that ain't got nothing to do with what she's talking about. He is not here to listen to you in that manner of following you. He can listen to you, but he's not following you because you got a degree, black sister. Because this is the thing with sisters. Any day they don't like something, it's a problem. Oh, I need to talk to you for a second. Can I talk to you? And you know, brothers, we prepare, like, here we go. We like to lend the ear, but if you got one of these type of sisters that's never happy because she never gave her own self time to get to know herself, and you get with that, you got to understand, don't save her. She don't want to be saved. There's women out there that's like that. Not all women, but there's a lot of women that is out there that's like that. Some women, you come to find out their hormones are off, which causes bipolar. Their diet is off. They don't exercise. They didn't have a good upbringing. And sometimes you trying to save every bit of that, it's not good. Sometimes helping a sister to do that for herself is cool, but marrying and having kids with that may not always be the best thing, unfortunately.
Marriage, head, because you covering me, because you refuse to be fruitful and multiply, Fig Tree. Then what? I didn't do my job? Or was I too controlling? Or was I trying to be your mama? Or was it that you chose to sit up there with branches, unfruitful, not multiplying, because you didn't want to be pruned for us to grow?
Whoa. She wants this man to change in the aspect that she's speaking because, listen, she basically want him to listen to her and saying because he don't listen to her, they can't grow. That's what I'm getting out of this. He's the fig tree that can't grow it fruitful because he's not listening to her, so they're not going nowhere. Sister, don't you know it's supposed to be the total opposite? I don't know if you're supposed to have that doctor's degree or whatever you call that in psychology and being a life coach. It's almost like you're begging this man, in a sense, even though it's not him, that's her man, to follow you. So because he won't follow you, there will be no growth. Whoa, fellas, you got to watch out. Huh?
I'm just curious. I'm waiting to know the answer.
I wish I knew the answer.
And you look like you might be the only black man in this room besides the brother over there, and he's not in this interview with me.
No.
So why? You got.
Look, if you look at Shannon don't even give a damn right now. He's being polite to all of his guests, but at the end of the day, Shannon, just like every man, you can't change him. Shannon done worked hard for what he have, and he is not letting no woman take that away. He ain't tripping at all. And that's how brothers got to be. When you stand your ground, guess what? The world is going to be a better place, and that's what's going on right now. Women are wondering why they didn't put all of this stuff on and still don't have a husband. They can get a man for a night or two, but they can't keep a man, and they're wondering why. You have to listen and come back to the laws of the Most High. That's the only way. You're going to have to get right back in the order. And one of the first things you're going to have to do is be quiet. Listen so you can listen. And then you're going to have to put a little clothes on. You're going to have to put a little clothes on. We're going to talk about it.
To answer, you got to come up with something.
Well, Doc, if I knew that, I probably wouldn't be almost 60 and not married.
And I've heard you talk about how you are in relationships.
I am.
But Shannon, she's giving Shannon, I'm not trying to put my brother and sister against each other, but this sister's giving advice as if she's married.
I mean, like you say, you got something non-negotiable, I got some non-negotiable.
Right, but you're very, and I don't say this to, poke you. Yeah. I'm saying, wrapped in love. You're very stuck in who you are in relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're very, this is who I am. Yeah. And when I want my space, I want my space. And I don't need a shift or change. You can do what's conducive to me type thing.
Yeah.
And so that is the resistance. But you just said as a single man, you would not want to be the same 30-year-old you are now.
I don't, but I just...
So why do you want a woman to be with you? Are you the same person you...
Sis, what are you doing? This is who this man is. Like, what...
were when I met you.
I'm working. I'm a work in progress. It's taking me longer than anticipated. I had to repeat a couple of grades.
Okay.
I think, to be honest, Doc, I don't know, like I don't know, maybe like you say you had this vision of being married. I don't know if I really, really deep down inside thought about I was going to ever be married, because I was just... My whole focus was to get my family out of the environment that we was in.
Right.
And I didn't necessarily I thought I needed a wife in order to do that. Mm-hmm. So it was just work, focus. And I don't do a great job of multitasking. Mm-hmm. So I can't do my job and love this person like I love this job. That's the hardest part. Because
now what he's saying, we know he probably didn't grow up understanding what we understand now. But at least the brother worked and built a foundation, and the woman was second to that. She can just come and help with that. But the way the world is today, it's kind of hard to trust someone. Let me tell you, I've seen this happen so many times. I remember this celebrity called Cali Muscle. He got famous on YouTube when I first got into the truth. And he had a black woman. He went to parades and autism parades because she had a brother that was autistic. He supported and did all of these things. He found out she was taking money out of his bank and just spending it just on anything, pretty much making him go broke. So he had to, find a new rib. Now she just so happened to be a white lady. But I'm going to tell you this. Ever since then, Not that the brother's perfect, and he has a brother that knows that we're Israelites, but they really hadn't had those same issues. That's all I'm saying.
I've always put work first. Work has always come first. When I played, it was the most important thing. It was the only thing. You play second, or if you can't play second, just we ain't no sense in you getting in the car. And so it's so hard for me to turn that off because I've done it for so long. And now that I have so many people counting on me, you know, brother, sister, mom, kids, it's just hard for me. And you know, the
Fair
thing
use.
that I got, that's all you do is work. The only thing that you care about is work. And sometimes I think that is true. Because I've gone on one vacation in 57 years.
But what are you overcompensating for? Because workaholics are overcompensating for something they're lacking. And oftentimes, work is transactional.
Yes.
It's not relational, it's transactional.
Yes.
Oftentimes, folks will overcompensate in transactional worlds for what they're lacking in relational worlds. And it's usually because of what you said. They don't know how to operate in the relational world.
No.
But they do well over here.
I do.
And we all go where we do what?
Yes.
Well.
Yes. That's why
We all
I don't do a
well.
whole lot of things, but what I do, I'm very good at.
Yeah.
I don't take on new hobbies because I hate, well, how do you know if you're good at it? I know. And so what I'm good at, I become great at. I think.
But I want to know, when are you going to give yourself a chance to love and be loved? Because you don't have to enter into it being great already. You just have to enter into it with the willingness to shift and be malleable, not to the woman, but to the opportunity.
So she'll have some good points, but it keeps coming back to, it'll come back to her leading and following her. And if it don't go her way, right? A man does need a woman to help balance him off. You see what I'm saying? So men are not in disagreement with some of the things she's saying, but it keeps leading back to what she expects and her expectations and how he should excel according to her measures. Nah.
Of you being loved and loving somebody back.
Where your husband,
Which
sis?
is really, the ultimate fulfillment. The reason why we have to keep working and keep working and keep working and turn into workaholics is because there is a monetary or a limited fulfillment over here.
Yeah.
So we have to keep to get it.
Yeah.
Like a drug.
Yeah.
To get it.
Yes.
But see, love is not like that.
It's not. I think, Doc, for me, growing
In her mind, everything that she says is right, guys.
up how I grew up and not having, it just drove me. And that was the thing that I really obsessed about, was to see my grandmother not have to worry about bills and not have to worry about things. And so I just poured everything. God gave me the ability to be disciplined, be dedicated, and be determined. And so for me.
Wait, but not to a woman.
No, because if there was a choice, Doc, if I had a choice between work or woman, I'm choosing work.
But that's because work is safe for you.
It is.
What is so unsafe with you emotionally with the woman?
I think for me, I haven't had the best luck with women.
Why?
But I haven't been the best for them.
That's okay. Talk about the luck. What is the narrative around you haven't had the best luck with women?
So we gonna leave it there with that one, and we're gonna continue. But that was pretty good there for you guys to see how you can't change a man. Man is not here to worship women. They can support him, they can have his back, but it's not the other way around. We cannot take advice from people who are not living it. Sorry, according to scripture. Now let's do a little bit more diving on what's out there on Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. Hopefully I'm not messing her name up, but this is just what's out there. This is just what's out there. I don't know if it's true or not, but
And Bryant is allegedly a lesbian and used her girlfriend to get onto Cam Newton's show to make her big break.
So I wake up this morning and Dr. Cheyenne is all on my timeline because apparently she's a lesbian.
Black women at it again. Always black women at it again. So it's being revealed that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, not even sure if she a doctor, if she lied about her sexuality, who knows what she lied about. But the one who was on the show with Cam Newton, Nick Cannon, talking about their habitual broken home activity. Like, I've always had this undertone assumption that
Fair
women
use.
who complain about men not paying bills, women who complain about men mistreating them, women who complain about men not worshiping them because they give birth, you really want to go bump coochies. So go bump coochies and leave us alone.
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is allegedly
Now, he said that. I didn't say that, but let me tell you, men have their opinion on the matter as well. Like I said, I don't know if these things are true or not, but I've seen some things out there, and it just seems a little. One day I'm a doctor, and one day I'm twerking on a yacht. This is what I get from a lot of these so-called successful black women. All right? And once again, we're not saying all black women are like that. And my sisters, I want you to know this show is not just about sisters. We're going to go into a few men. We're going to go into a few men at the end of the show as well. Okay, who desire to be teachers of the scriptures and give the principles of Christ advice when they need to take the mote out of their own eye. Not that we should have to, if we do a show on sisters, we have to go into the brothers every time. And when we go into the brothers, we have to go into the sisters. No. However the Spirit wants to bring it, that's what the Holy Spirit is going to do. Right? Fair use for educational purposes only. Let me find a good spot of this. One moment. Fair use. Check this out. All right. This is a podcast here or a season of something. I don't know what it is. Truth Talks. Check this out.
Agenda. That's up next on Truth Talks.
Now, I had to show this because you need to know who laborers among us. Some people are paid taskmasters from the Israelis and all that. We don't know. Some people are sorority members and getting paid to deceive and confuse our people from ever actually entering their book to get better and to better their families. So this is called Truth Talks. Let's check it out to see what's out there on it, to see should she be actually teaching and giving relationship advice. Let me tell you, the reason I'm saying relationship advice, someone can say, well, why can't anybody give their opinion on relationship advice? They can, but let me tell you, marriage comes from God. That's from his book. That's not from some person's opinion. All wisdom comes from the Most High God. Everything in college comes from our forefathers, from Solomon, a black man, a Judite.
On Truth Talks, we often hear hetero people, which is now cisgender, saying they feel like the gay agenda is being forced.
First off, what is she doing on a show with men? I mean, I don't know what's going on with my brother Glasses, but it's all good. You know what I mean? I don't even be understanding some of this terminology, cis men. I don't really get into understanding what the new terminology is in the LGBTQ world, but I'm already looking and peeping and wondering why is this sister on this show?
On everybody, because there's a new term or a phrase defining sexuality and gender so frequently. Look at this graphic. Those are all the different flags of all the different
That represent LGBTQ plus.
identification
And
of gay
actually,
pride.
they're all the flags that represent that gay pride, like you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also often hear the fight for gay rights has become bigger than the black agenda, especially when it comes to Barack Obama. When he was in office, he's taken up different issues like the unisex bathroom law and NC. Have the scales actually been tipped, Bishop Sanders? You being an African-American male, has it been more of a pro-black thing or a pro-gay agenda thing in America.
Brother, what are you doing on this show? And you sound like you got some, you're moving and you sounding like, no offense, you know, like you be like you in a room full of rulers all day. Huh? Yeah.
In the last 8 years, in your opinion?
So in my opinion, I think we've allowed
Oh,
the
Lord.
conservative Christian base to create wedge issues to separate our communities. LGBTQI issues is one of those issues. Personally, I
when men are to the side too much and to the corner, as if they're stuck like a serpent. You know how the cobra comes out and it goes back? That's how every time when I see the LGBT community, please tell us why you guys do this. The men, why do you guys go this way and you're stuck? Is there a crook in your neck? What is going on while you stay stuck in the corner position? They even got the dance, the little Uzi dance where it's in the corner and they're like a lizard. It has to come from the lizards, guys. I'm telling you. Because they all do it. It has to be a spirit. But let's hear what Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has to say about the LGBT community.
I think that if we elevate the conversation, ain't none of us free until all of us free.
Hello.
The reality is that if they come for black folk today, they're gonna come for gay folk tomorrow, and they'll come for other people another day. We all are gonna have to stand together. So I think that
Brother, we are not standing with anything that the Bible is against. Don't try to include us with that. God don't have nothing to do with that. And you need to say which God you're talking about. You can't speak on the God from the Bible. Let me tell you why. It says, he that adds or takes away from this shall be taken out of the book of life. You can't take away that. You don't know common sense. You can't take that out the Bible because there's some new laws or rules made or opinions out there. You can't take out of this book. You can't add your own. It's impossible. That means you are a fool and you can't read. We not standing together with nothing. To get into the kingdom of heaven, when you read in the book of Revelation, it tells you can't be a liar. You can't break the commandments. So even the pastors don't understand. Even the book of Revelation, and the end of the book of Revelation, since they don't follow the Old Testament, even though Christ said he comes in a volume of the book, the Old and New Testament, the commandments are in the Revelations. That if you break the law, the commandments, that you're not getting in. So how is the law done away with? If the law is done away with, why are you taking tithes? Because that's a part of the law, fool. Huh? Don't take the tithes then if there is no law. How do you tell people in the Christian church that they shouldn't be fornicating if there's no law? How you saying two things at the same time that don't even make sense?
the supposed gay agenda needs to be a human rights agenda. I think that
politically correct Negro taskmasters who have been getting they door bust, their back door bust through like the SWAT team. You know that little boomstick, the SWAT team coming through? Yeah, y'all cats can't speak for us. Straight up. During the time of the Maccabees, read what happened in the time of the Maccabees for cats that would want to deal with the Greeks. Judas Maccabee's daddy wasn't playing around with it. So let me tell you, brother, we gonna speak on you. You ain't dealing with no manliness at all to speak for our culture. Don't include us. You don't speak for me. You don't speak for me. We need to stand for human rights. Before there was some type of gay agenda, can we solve the first problem first? About us getting our 40 acres and our mule of coming out the boat like it talks about in Deuteronomy 28? You can't speak for us. You're a warlock. Huh? You don't even consider yourself as a man according to your actions.
That's the issue.
I love that. No, I totally agree. And I always say that anybody who's black.
Who is speaking now? The person who is trying to speak biblically principles of family to Shannon Sharp? She actually has a word to say? When we told sisters, you don't know this woman? I don't know her, but I'm showing you what's out there, what she's speaking from her own mouth. I'm letting her tell it. She's speaking politically correct, and she's taking up for less men. Yes men. Back door open men. No wonder why she has to beg a masculine man to try to reason with her or listen to her. Men don't listen to a woman like that. She has to be a virtuous daughter of Zion for you to listen to her. If she trying to repent, we'll listen. We'll put you in that water. But when you're talking about relationships, nah, sis. You need to go to cis men. Sissified men, you got to go to them.
And gay is at a duality of inequality, a duality of a lack of equity, a duality of marginalization, and a duality of racism and discrimination.
And if
I
you're a
think it's
lesbian,
very
black,
challenging.
and gay, then you're
Come
three
on.
times removed.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I think that people classify the gay agenda as exposure or education about.
These
people that
are witches and
different.
warlocks,
So
my
they're
people.
Like, oh, we don't want to teach people about these different letter people because then it's exposing and we're pushing it.
Sister, what are you doing? Brothers, this the type of sister you walk around, you thinking she like men and she like women. And sisters, you got your pretty boys out there. You know why they start calling us pretty boys? Guess what? Because they had an agenda coming. They wanted everybody like Prince.
Enforcing it on people, but I'm like, we have to educate people so that we can be more understanding and loving of people who are not like us.
We don't want to be understanding and loving. And no, God didn't never say we had to do that. He said, if possible, be peaceful among all men. But if you read the Bible, he didn't tell us if somebody was going against his law that we needed to understand that. He didn't make us understand that. He told us, come out from among them and be ye separate. Learn not the way of the heathen. The way of the heathen are against the commandments of the Bible. What are you talking about? So you're not speaking the Bible. You're speaking for Satan. We're going to call it like it is. Stop trying to beat around the bush and just say you don't believe in the Bible when you're speaking for the devil. You see how beauty is vain? These are two beautiful sisters, but for what? Brothers, don't let beauty blind you. Sisters are getting mad because they can now not use their beauty to get men to do what they want anymore. And guess what? Not only that, they're becoming lonely and losing finances. Yeah, and guess what? They're not going to admit it. It's going to come a time where life is going to make them admit that they actually need a man. This is not boastfulness. This is reality before these people come against our people. They've did a great job at separating us, and they're still doing it, and then our sisters are going to be left out here alone. But guess what? If that's the way they want it, so be it. The time is almost up for talking about this stuff anyway. So now you got to let Zaddy come in.
When you said the letter people, it's interesting because many of my clients who are gay, they don't like the letters because the letters come with labels.
Absolutely.
And those labels separate them from what a bishop just said, the human rights of things.
Absolutely.
And it's like, at what point do these people just become a human?
Josh, so who's coming up with the terms? Like the LGBTQ, like who's coming up with those?
Dude,
and
you
how
are soft.
informed on what it is?
Well, one of the things, I really love that graphic of all those flags just a moment ago.
Can we put it up again?
Because that
Here goes one of the warlocks. Everybody's trying to cater to this white dude. What have happened to us? And that's why I tell brothers and sisters, they post stuff like this on social media, and our sisters hear one good point from this sister, but don't know she's speaking with a forked tongue. I'm gonna do the research on you. You see, one thing about me, when we used to be in the street life, we had to actually live what we rapped about. So we was gonna pull your coattail and see if you was true competition. If you was really doing what you were saying, you can survive. If you couldn't, you had to get exposed. And that's what we do with this Bible. If you come in as an angel of light, we gonna do some research on it. Oh, we ain't done.
Me, that in addition to educating others, it's also about people finding their own voice. Yeah. And
yeah. Oh yeah, we had enough of this garbage. Now you know who you should be listening to and who you should not. Paul said, I can't be a hypocrite. We can't be castaways. So that's why when you walk out among the community, you need to be the same person. Kind, polite, respectful. Huh? So all men and women. Yeah, you see how you hear them S's? When you hear them S's, that's coming from the serpent. That's what that means. Huh? Let's go to Matthew 24 and 24 really quick. Then we're going to move on. Matthew 24 and 24. Boy, I'm glad I'm helping you helping you guys with this tonight. Because we are in these last days and we're trying to get as many people back on track as possible. We love the fact that our sisters are beautiful, but we know that true women want to follow. True women do not want to bear and carry the burden of being a man and all this other stuff. They want to be feeling like their load is light because they have a real man. And this man don't have to be rich. This man is just rich because he loves his family. He works hard. He like, listen, I'm not rich, but we can plant a garden. We can do things that's going to save us money as if we don't need nothing because we got all this other stuff under control. And she helps him with that. That's beautiful. What's all of this money and stuff for if you're going to just be a fool and be stupid out here? Sisters, don't pass your chance up because you may look at that man right now and he may not be, you understand, making six figures, whatever the case may be. But guess what? You can help him do it. That's what you're here for, to help him do it. We're in captivity. Did you expect every man to be making over six figures? Of course not. That is not easy. Especially what you guys have allowed, whether it was your intentions or not, or you didn't know. You've allowed the white man to help to separate our families. Whether you knew or not, it's okay. But we have a small space of time where we can make this thing right. If you're waiting on some dude making a certain amount of money, let me tell you, you have no faith. You got a good man, hardworking man, and if he's ambitious and you can add to that ambition, cool. Now you don't just jump straight into anything, of course not. That's why you there's this prayer, there's fasting, there's patience, there's getting to know one another. Don't continue to ruin families by coming together with the intentions of trying to build a family. It won't work like that because you came together with the flesh and you really didn't know who you were laboring among. Then you complain later, and then you have children by this person, and then you perpetuate the curses more. We have to start being a little bit more strong in the flesh. Against the flesh. We need to be more strong against the flesh, walking in the spirit. Understanding when we come together, we're thinking about legacy and family, building and strengthening ourselves back. How many people out there have been tired and are tired of seeing our people go through the same thing? Your mama not married, your auntie not married, your grandma not married. None of them can keep a man because they can't keep themselves quiet. Because they can't keep their pride down. Men's patience is very low when it comes to certain things. They rather dwell in a house or the roof with a lion than dwell with a wicked woman through her frustrations. We're not talking about sorry men. They don't even fit in my conversation. Sorry men, I am never talking about. Virtuous women, if I'm talking about a wicked woman, I'm not talking about a virtuous woman. So you have these other sisters who counts on that to try to bring up some side argument. No, we never talk about virtuous women, ever. When we're talking about wicked women, it's for edification, to help them, to release demons out of them, to give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding so they can one day be happy, so they can one day be protected. Because we know what's coming. You can either listen or you don't. Okay? Matthew 24:24 says, "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets," people who claim that they follow the Bible, people who claim that they're a doctor and they bring in family, you understand, religion, biblical principles. "For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets and show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect." Now there's levels to this. You got the foot soldiers, you got the Air Force, you got the Navy. So they have their social media influencers that that are on a payroll as foot soldiers. And then you have the elite bringing in the mark of the beast, using technology to deceive our people. We're not just saying this to be angry and frustrated at people. This is real. We've been prophesying and teaching what the prophets have been said, Christ have been saying for the last 16 to 18 years. Facts. Okay? All right. Jeremiah 23:21. We're going to get it for you. We listen, we about to have some fun tonight. We ain't done yet. I told you, sisters, we're going to bring in some of these men who try to talk down on y'all too. They just try to bury you, and you think that these, let me tell you, we're going to go into it. Jeremiah 23:21. Check this out. "I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied." Check that out. "But if they have stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned from their evil way and from their evil doings." Our people are in the same state when they send these taskmasters out, guys. Our people are in the same state. They just keep us in a constant rat race distraction, a cycle of distractions. Micah 3:11. We're going to get it. We're going to get it for you tonight. What scriptures are they bringing out? They bring out feeling and then try to mix scriptures with it. Nah, that's not how the Bible is supposed to be taught. If you truly speaking from the Bible says, "If any man speak on him, let it be the oracles of God. Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little." You ain't no doctor. You ain't no doctor to be speaking on the Bible. You can speak that white man psychology. But that psychology only works on chumps, not wise men and women of the Bible. Micah 3:11. I don't get caught up in these titles of the world. The wisdom of this world is foolishness unto God. You need to become a fool to become wise. "The heads thereof judge for reward, and the priests thereof teach for hire, and the prophets thereof for divine money. Yet will they lean upon the Lord and say, Is not the Lord among us? None evil can come upon us." Check it out. So the modern day heads, the taskmasters, the people who are put in position and get the chance to be lords over our people, they teach for filthy lucre's sake. Our people are still in a perpetuate curse cycle. We are bringing our people out through the Most High. Let me tell you, we only started with a few men. Now with thousands upon thousands worldwide. You tell me Christ is not involved with that. No money was needed. Even when people didn't give, the work never stopped. If we had to build tents like Paul, we did it. And what I mean by that, if we had to work to continue the work, that's what we did. That's what our elder did. And we're still here doing the work. While these taskmasters and these celebrities, these representations of the gods continue to distract our people with stupidity in the time of the end of the stupor, when total destruction is coming upon us. You're not letting the Issacharites or the Mexicans know that they are the Issacharites. You're not letting the Cubans and Colombians and Hawaiians and Filipinos and North American Indians and Reubenites and Negroes and Haitians and Benjamites and Jamaicans, letting them know that they are the children of Israel, that they're God's chosen people. This is supposed to be your message. This is supposed to be your message. So, let's go to really quick. I got to go to this really quick. Sirach 3:21, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. What does that mean? You're trying to deal with something that you're not qualified to deal with. You're seeking out something that's way out of your league. Way out of your league, trying to be deep. And she was just making up stuff with Shannon. And Shannon probably know or he don't know, but the whole time, sis is hanging with cis men and cis women. Or whatever you want to call them. Check this out. I don't know the sister. Her name, her channel is Honey. I don't need people going there to disrespect her or anything like that, but I brought this out because I seen Tasha K bring this out. I just was scrolling and seeing this. Now, I heard a little bit about this sister, and she has a little podcast. I think she's married. I think she's transitioning and trying to do right or do better. Really, it's according to the world, though. But I don't knock a person. I don't knock a person while they're down or whatever the case may be. Okay. One moment. We're gonna go to commercial really quick. I need to fix this really quick.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book. And the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.
All right, we're back. I had to fix something really quick. I wanted to make sure that this camera was fully charged, so I had to make sure that was good. Forgive me for that. We back in the game. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let us go straight here. Fair use for educational purposes only. I think she has a podcast. But I want to teach. This is a teaching moment. This is a teaching moment here. Because everybody is not a teacher. But I know that they're pure in their heart and they mean well. And how you start is not how you finish. I'm considering all that.
come to the gym dressed half naked, tube top, little shorts that roll up into their twat, and then sit there and wonder what we looking at. We can't even focus on working out because we too busy looking at you with your full display. Then y'all get mad when men look at y'all or stare at y'all and say, oh, he's being weird. No, you're being weird when you decided to wear no clothes to the gym. And I understand it's your body. It's your body. It's your choice. You can wear whatever it is that you want to wear. I do agree with that. However, I just feel like the gym needs a dress code at this point because women are coming in the gym with less and less clothes on. Where are your clothes, honey? Where are your clothes? Again, I understand it's your choice, but at the end of the day, this is a public place and you're not at a beach. Like, you're not at the pool. So why do you not, you have on as little clothes as possible to come to the gym to work out with all these other people. This is not your personal gym. Like, it's not. If that's the case, you need to go to you make a gym at your house. Like, nobody wants to see all of that. And then have the audacity to have an attitude when people stare at you. Like, girl.
So I love what the sister said here, in all honesty. I love what she said, but the whole deal is, I don't think sis really understands. I don't think she really understands that right now this sister has on tights, from what you can see there. These tights or these yoga pants, they are the same thing she's speaking against. Let's go to her page really quick. Not to, like they say, modern day judge her, but I'm just saying, whether you're in the gym or not, guys, there's a way to be modest. And sis, I think you made a great post out there, whatever your name is, honey, but I'm not really getting where you're coming from right now. It reminds me of one of those posts that sisters take poses just like you're taking with all of their goodies out, or the things the Most High blessed them with through genetics out, and or you work for, whatever the case may be, and then you put a godly phrase there. This has nothing to do with God when it comes to showing it off. Now, God fashioned you, but it have nothing to do with God or the Most High. Whether you're in the gym, whatever the case may be. I mean, the gym is a public place, but this is a public forum. So I'm a little confused here. I am just a little confused here, my sister, because I don't know if it's a photo shoot, but I'm just going on the page. And I am just, and I hate to show this, but this is just the reality of it. This is just the reality of it, guys. Like, I don't think everybody should be teaching from the world. And I hate to show all of this, but they have a little show. This is her and her sister. So you guys can kind of get where I'm coming from, right? You know, sis, were you really qualified to make that post? Were you really qualified to make that post? This is what I'm talking about. I'm like, hold up, sis. You got a hoodie on, but you still have on tights. And it's almost worse. It's almost worse than the things you say that other sisters are wearing. You're wearing this out in the public. And you know, I need people to let me know if they call in tonight, if we do take some calls. What do you think about that? Like, I mean, is she right? What do you feel about that? We gotta have a spirit of modesty and you know, understand, and not be showing off. So I'm gonna go through a few scriptures here. 1 Peter 3:3 really quick. Just really quick to show this is not just my opinion on the sister. This is scripture. Thank you very much. Yeah. 1 Peter 3:3 really quick. Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of the plaiting of the hair and of wearing of gold or putting on apparel. But let it be the hidden man of the heart. But let it be the hidden man of the heart in that which is not corruptible, not showing off our booty, our hips, our inner thighs, your breasts, all of these different things. Right? So that's what the Bible is saying. You can dress to make yourself look amazing, but understand that when you travel the other side of the world, where there's still laws and rules when it comes to women, a beautiful face is enough. Cover the rest up, and the husband who deserves that, he will see that on his own time. The world does not need to see that. Okay? The world does not need to see that. Just want to put that out there. Okay? Let's jump down. Verse 5. For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in God adorned themselves, being in subjection to their own husbands, even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well. The minute you decide not to do that, you will not be a daughter of Abraham. You can call yourself a queen all you want to, but understand, a single woman is not a queen. She has potential to be a queen to a king. Okay? That don't mean you have that don't mean you don't come from queenly genetics, that you don't have queenly potential. But to be a queen, you need a king to be crowned a queen. If you want that, pray to the Father, get yourself together, get yourself in shape. I love the fact that the sister's in shape, but it's supposed to be for her husband. And look what it says about the husbands. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them, verse 7, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor to the wife as the weaker vessel. So what does this mean about to the men? Men, you can't be beating them down with the Bible. You have to understand the levels of how to teach them, how to have patience, and how to mold them. You see what it say right here? This is what you got to do because this is what the Bible say. It can't be like that. You're going to have to gain some experience in life as a man. Ask wisdom from elders. Ask wisdom from experienced men who have wives, who have a successful marriage. You wouldn't ask the dude who gets caught beating on his wife, cheating on his wife. He don't have advice to give you. Okay? So, yeah, he don't have that advice to give you. Yeah, sis, your body is a temple. You don't want to be around, like it says in Proverbs 7 and 10, in the attire of an harlot. And talking about others who have the attire of a harlot. Modern day, that means whore or hoe. Whore or hoe is modern day for harlot. Harlot attire. It don't matter if you're just on Instagram. It don't matter if you just at the beach. Sorry to tell you. If you read the story of Susanna, she had her own little garden with her own little servants. She can roll around that thing how she want to roll around. But just going to the beach and you just got booty shaking all out all over the place. Booty, booty, booty rocking everywhere. I mean, people gonna be looking everywhere. And now we've said, well, just because you at the beach, that attire is proper. No, it's not. Holy women still gonna find some appropriate. What the Romans and the Greeks says appropriate is not appropriate for Hebrews. There's a way to do things in a different way according to the Most High. All right? So, straight up. And then you wonder why you didn't got into a whole fight at the beach because some dude came by trying to grab you behind because it's all out. And I know a lot of sisters may not agree with that, but they will never understand until they get in a successful marriage. Now, you got some fools out there who want their women to dress provocative, want them to dress promiscuous, and they want men to be jealous. That attracts them. These are weird men who, they're no different than like some old Greeks who like, oh yeah, I want you to come to my house and I want to watch you with my wife. These are these type of men. And if they're not fully like that, that's pretty much where you're going with that. Some men got fine, beautiful women, and then they want the world to see them like, oh, she's mine. That's how some men be out there, simps. And when the woman cheat on him, now he's mad. Brother, you had a walking billboard harlot. Period. 1 Timothy 2:12 says, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man. Sorry, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. The scripture says in 1 Timothy 2:12, so I suffer not the woman to teach. She needs to learn at home from her husband. But, oh, you don't have a husband. You can't learn from your girlfriend. She has no authority to teach. Neither did God make a woman a husband. Let's go to 1 Samuel 15:23 real quick before we go to the next video. First Samuel 15:23 for people who so-called read that Bible. Just a teaching moment for the sisters, just so they know. This was towards a man, but it's definitely towards a woman as well. This is what one of the leaders, Samuel, said to Saul. For rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft. So if you are in rebellion to what was being brought out tonight, if you are in rebellion to God's law, statutes, and commandments, if you are in rebellion to that, the Most High said he suffers a woman not to teach. What is it called? The sin of witch. The sin of witches. The sin of witchcraft and warlock. So when you're teaching outside of what the Bible actually says, it's the sin. It's the actual sin of actual warlocks and witches. And stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. So if you still don't want to listen to what's coming out according to the scriptures, and you're still trying to make your own way, you worship idols. You have nothing to say to the people of God who have been brought over here in slave ships, brought into captivity. We are supposed to raise the valley of dry bones, not keep them dead. You have nothing to say to them, to rise them and to raise them, then don't say anything at all. They're not supposed to follow you. You're not going to be no damn general in no army. You're not going to be on the top of the mountain, you understand, and they following you like you finna go and run through something. You're going to be begging the men to do something. You begging the men to listen to you. You're going to be begging the men to save you soon. Stop wasting your time begging some man to listen to you. You get yourself in order with God so you can hopefully be saved. With all due respect. Obviously, looks ain't doing nothing if you don't have a man. Looks is not enough anymore. Only for simps. Let me tell y'all something. You can be an ugly dude. You could be an uncomely man. And if you stand on your foundation, you work hard, you got what you need, and you're not attracted to a woman because of her looks, she's gonna want you as if you was a handsome man. I'm telling you how it works. And if you're handsome, even the more. When you don't want them, they want you. They need to know why you ain't looking at them and why you don't want them. Why you all in your zone like Shannon Sharp was. I'm telling you, I know how this goes. They like a cat with yarn. They want to play with another color ball of yarn. When you all on them too much, you want to lay on them, oh, baby, I love you. Just keep doing this all day too much. Let me tell you, they're going to look at you like you soft. They need to miss you sometimes. If you ain't putting them in a place, like it says, giving honor to the woman as a weaker vessel, she gonna think you weak. She want a gorilla. For real. She don't want nobody who smell like vanilla on the pillow. Because she needs to feel protected. She needs to feel dominance. She'll tell you you're controlling, but she really like the control. She don't know what the hell she want. You were supposed to tell her what she want. You were supposed to balance her on the beam. And then she gonna come back later and say, you know what, babe, you was right. I'm sorry. But if you just weak, hey, if you just weak, she might be back in a week. Cause she on the creep. Listen to Creep In. Oh, I'm just going to my mama house for the weekend. Now you listening to Creep In on the Creep In. On the weekend. Talking about you at a sleep in. Listen. I'm going to tell you right now. You better stand in your position, man. Work hard for yours. Let's continue here. Now listen. We know the men sometimes choose wicked women. A wicked woman is given to the portion, of a wicked man. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Best advice you would give to a man that's dating a hyper-independent woman?
For me, leave her. Like, think about it in reverse, ladies. If you had a hyper-dependent man, would that turn you on? Probably not as a woman, because you're looking for a leader and all those things. Well, as a man, I'm not looking for a hyper-independent woman. I need to feel needed. I'm sorry. So if you don't need me, you got to leave me.
I hear you, SD, saying leave, and that's cool. That's you. I respect that.
Look how she just came on. So the woman, they want the man just said, I just want her to need me because that's what you were made to. You were made to depend on a man. You ain't gonna pick up no logs. You ain't gonna pick up no logs over your head. You ain't gonna chop the wood. You need him. He's not saying he don't need you. He needs somebody to rub his back because if he ain't LGBT, he needs you. You need to fit your role. You still trying to step into a manly role. It's crazy to me. You sitting here arguing about something that God didn't give you right to. Humble yourself. Let me tell you. Once they put on these weave and these lashes and this makeup, a lot of sisters, they be in the wrong spirit. And they become somebody else, another personality. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying a lot of them, this is what happens. They start to fit the gods who gave them that hair. The hair that came out of the sewage and all type of stuff. They start to fit that filthy spirit. I hear what you're saying. That's you. What are you talking about? That's him. A woman is supposed to need her man. What can you do in this world that men have done? That's what I'm saying. Men have built everything. Everything. Men have built everything. You ain't out there building just because you see a few homestead videos of women know how to build a house because their daddy taught them. We can't equate that to what we're talking about today. I hear what you're saying. No, you don't want to hear what he's saying because you want to fit the spirit of Kali where a man worships you. Well, you need to go to India, and I guarantee you don't want to go to India. I guarantee you don't want to go to India. If you want to be Kali woman, go to India. where it's trash in the water, it's cats rolling around on each other. I mean, they getting extra comfortable. Everything's dirty. Huh? If you want to play Kali's sister, go your behind to India.
But there are some men who are willing to say, you know what, I see past that. I see past that hard shell and that hard exterior. If you don't have the capacity, go on about your business. But if you do have the capacity, the one thing that we lack in this narcissistic, selfish society is grace. It is lacking. You ain't perfect neither.
Yeah.
And if
here we go. A man can just keep it very simple and say, I don't want her if she don't need me. And she goes to this. Of course we need to have grace. But I'm going to tell you, sister, something. You need to gracefully stop picking men because you're not good at it. God have given us all grace to see that. And you sound a little hood right now. No disrespect. You sound a little hard. Huh?
we really want to talk about it, y'all talk about hyper independence in a woman, but what about dependence in a man who's been enabled by his mama for so long, and we give compassion and we say.
So listen, now you change the story because you are picking mama's boys. Nobody told you to ever pick a man. Obviously, you wasn't patient enough. You had to open your legs. Huh? Yeah, you were the one who opened your legs to a mama boy. If you went to go ask a real one, he would have told you that boy don't work. He on that video game all day. He ain't trying to do nothing. He gonna hit it and quit it and he out of there. But you wanted a pretty boy. You wanted a pretty mama's boy. Mamas create pretty boys who complain and who are emotional. And these are the YNs walking around right now. Huh? These are the YNs walking around. And guess what? We asking, why in the world are YNs doing all of this stuff? Because women created that. If the man ain't in the house, he can't put no belt on no YN. So yeah, so let's change it to what he just said.
That's why I don't like this side of the conversation, because what we do as women is give a lot more grace to men than what
brothers sitting down letting these women go too far with these type of conversations. Before you know it, they running the show. And I guarantee you the only people clapping is soft men and women.
We get when a lot of time the burden is placed on us. We are constantly navigating spaces. We constantly hear what society tells us that we have to do. We constantly have to deal with our siblings and our children and our parents, because a lot of times when our parents and stuff get sick, it's not the boys that they go to, it's the girls that they go to. And so we have all of this weight and all of this burden that we carry on us, and we constantly have to be reinforced with these beliefs that we have to be strong and we have to take care of everything. So
let me tell you, it ain't us telling you to be strong, sister. Listen, if you get the right man, he gonna be strong. The strong black women, somebody else said that, not us. I understand these burdens and everything you're talking about. As a matter of fact, it's in scripture. A woman who maintained, this is in the book of Sirach, a woman who maintained her husband is full of reproach, just like you are right now. So I'm not going to attack this sister because what she's saying is right to a certain degree, but it ain't having to do with what he's talking about. Don't pick men. Let that strong man find you. Stay in your feminine space and be patient. Because see, this is a lot of times when you're not patient, you want to come back and you know, have all this conversation about all of these things you're talking about right now, trying to create points. But it's like, hold up, sis. You're frustrated, but didn't you open your legs? Didn't you open your legs? You got all of these burdens because you, just like Adam and Eve, put their blame on each other. You need to face responsibility of your own. This is not about a blame. This is about, you know what? We made a mistake. You know, you're right. We do need to have grace. We can't start somewhere else, but you need to take responsibility for you opening your own legs. And don't blame yourself. Just say, you know what? I made a mistake. I got to move on and learn from it. You keep it like that. Let's stop the never ending conversations of blame. You come back to scriptures, hop in the order of where you're supposed to go. But that's the thing. Does everybody want to hop in that order? I don't know if everybody truly wants to hop in that order. That's when you'll truly know who's full of crap or not. When it's time to truly get in order, you'll realize, let me tell you, it's plenty of us who didn't have past relationships. And then you'll have one person who's continuing to stay in the world, and you'll have one person who continues to stay righteous. You'll know who's full of crap after a while. Some people don't truly want to follow order. That's what it really is about. Some men don't want to work hard. Some men want to be slothful and lazy. Some sisters, they don't want to do nothing. The man come home after work, she ain't did nothing. She on the computer all day on social media, playing a video game, talking to a homegirl and everything else. Some men and women don't want to follow order. So, hey, to build a righteous nation, it takes righteous people to raise righteous children. It's time to raise the children to be pure and not let Satan take them from us, because this is going to be never ending, guys. Most of our people are going to die with these same complaints, because you'll realize they have these complaints, but if you don't like it, change it. But the only way to change it is to come to Christ and follow his law, statutes, and commandments. But do people really want to do that? That's the question. Oh, that's too many laws for me. That's too many rules for me. Well, you don't want to change crap. You don't want to change nothing. Why are you even talking? Why are you even speaking if you don't want to follow the rules? You can't even be quiet for a second. You always got to get a point across. Can you just say, yes, husband? I understand what you're talking about. But for a black woman to seem like a man told her something, she's embarrassed nowadays.
Yes, for a moment, y'all can show up and at least see past that exterior. And at least try to see beyond what y'all see outside, to look and say, dang, okay, I do want to love her beyond how I just see this in this moment.
Listen, whatever personal moments that sister had, you speaking for yourself. You're not speaking for all of these men, because all men ain't like that and all women ain't like that. Huh? Let me tell y'all something. Check this out. When you have broken families, this is the type of stuff you get. Fair use for educational purposes.
Whenever you drop my son off with my mom.
Okay.
You don't think none of this shit sweet. I'm dead.
So we doing?
Yeah. And your child support, all this shit. You want to put me on child support, all this. And while you recording me, I want this video recording to get me clear as day. And I'm in my right mind. I will kill you and our son, anybody, since you putting me on child support.
Did this brother just say that he would hurt her because she put him on child support? This is what happens when men pick the wrong type of women and women pick the wrong type of men. We need God in our life. We need to understand him, not just saying we have him in our life. You need a teacher. You need to do what it says in the Bible. Wait. Just how you wait on your ministry, wait on your woman and wait on your man. Do what you need to do first. Our forefathers worked. Adam worked before they got a woman. They got to know the family. What type of woman is she? Does the family respect her? Does the neighborhood respect her? Or is she getting hit up around? Is she getting ran the train on and hit up around the neighborhood? And that's the woman you choose to wife? Of course you're going to have a harsh life. How many times you get with him and, ooh, girl, I think I found a good man. Ha! Next thing you know, you got a baby from him and you're putting them on child support. Before you know it, they outright crazy. He's telling you he gonna hurt you and his own son. And this fool gonna say it on camera. Somebody said, are condoms unlawful? What do you need to use that for if you're getting married? You trying to fornicate?
Don't come near me.
Immediately no.
Wait, run that back.
And kill you and our son, anybody, since you put me on child support. Don't come near me.
Okay.
And y'all will have y'all money and shit.
Okay.
Bye. You don't give a fuck. All you do, fuck other men.
Bro, can I go fool?
Yes. Go have fun with your other men.
So once again, we grow up, we pick these women who have a persona that they are holy, but they're the first half of that word, all right? Huh? You pick these women who are pretty. We have to stop picking women who just are pretty. Beauty is vain. If they're going to be pretty, they need to be pretty and righteous. Not just pretty. And you want them just because other men want them and you want to have them first. No. They have no morals. They didn't know them. They don't know how to, no matter what you say to them, you can't change them either. It's just what it is. And let me tell you, sister, something out there. And I'm not talking to a righteous sister. I'm telling a sister who may want to learn something. A lot of women like to throw around the term that men are sorry. But I'm going to tell you this. I think you're more sorry. You think you took his children, and I'm not talking about this guy here. You take the man's child. I'm just giving some general examples. You take the man's child. You put him on child support, not knowing the government don't care about either one of y'all. If he did, they would try to keep the family together and counsel you guys spiritually with the Bible. You take his child. You're getting money every month and you're getting income tax. Who's sorry? You're getting money because he put his seed in you. So you're still eating because he gave you a baby. You didn't give him a baby. You don't, and I think that sisters still don't understand science class. He put an arrow in your quiver. That's how babies are made. He gave you a seed. He put a seed into the ground and covered it up. When you didn't have no seed, you didn't have nothing to eat. You were just pretty. That's the reality. You have 2, 3, 4 kids, you getting extra hundreds of dollars a month, and every income tax, you're getting money. Whether he's sorry or not, in your opinion, you are getting paid from him. Whether he's giving you when you're with him and he's working, you getting money, or when he's not, you still eat because of him and his children. So who's really sorry? You talking about mathematics of life. This is the principles of life. If you didn't have his seed, I don't care if it was him, another man, this is facts. So who's really sorry? Could you produce the things that you say he couldn't produce by yourself? Yeah, you're going to be like Dr. Cheyenne Bryan, huh? And then you still telling other people how to get a man, but you don't have a man. And don't, please, sisters, don't bring up this situation about there's some men who's sorry. Of course, common sense will tell you that, but guess who picked that sorry man? You did. No, we're not going to say both of them are sorry. We're not talking about this situation here. No. I'm not talking about the last video I showed. Nope. We're generalizing most of what goes on today. That most black men want to take care of their children. You pick that sorry man. And guess what? We talking about sorry in your opinion. Because a lot of time if men would have raised them, men don't take no crap at home. They not having kids crying all day. It's sisters who be letting their kids cry, raise them like white parents and all that, and wonder why the world's an evil place. When I bring my children places, every single time, we went to go get our passports the other day. Guess what the East Indian lady said? Your children are so quiet. She's like, it's just very rare to see it. And I said, well, they're homeschooled, whatever the case. She said, nah, there's some children who's homeschooled. Still bad. Can't work under those measures. I took them to get some pizza right after. The East Indians there, because there's East Indians everywhere. But obviously, there's always some good ones in each nation. They said, your children are so quiet and well-behaved. Because guess what? Daddy there. Mama's patience are less than daddy's. Trust me when I say that. To the point they said, you know what? These kids are so well behaved and your family is so royal and well behaved. We want to give them something free. They came and gave them some free cinnamon rolls. They just bake fresh on us. Obviously, I give my little tip or whatever the case in the beginning, but they were just so shocked to see the representation of Christ and family. Because guess what? If it was done on the regular, they wouldn't do that. If we were already behaving as a mass nation, it wouldn't be a shock. That's why you have to be a light to the world. So don't give me this thing talking about all men are sorry. No, you pick the sorry men, and I'm not blaming you. But you need to be responsible and just say that and repent. You can forgive yourself. You can forgive yourself. You're not supposed to blame yourself. But you need to stop saying men are sorry that you pick and you open your legs to, that you had the babies with. And then you tell the children, your daddy is sorry. Yeah, you're the one who slept with that sorry daddy. You should be sorry for that. But you shouldn't be, because life comes with mistakes. It comes with failures. It comes with things that we all didn't know, that we were not taught. So let's stop blaming other people and say, you know what, I did this, but it's okay. I was young. I didn't know. I didn't have the support. I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a father, whatever the case may be. It's all good. But until you are humble, let me tell you, why would somebody else respect you? Yeah, you're getting paid from this man's seed, regardless of how sorry he is. So you listen. You can't walk around in pride for that. You haven't built anything. He built something. By him just dropping seed, you get paid. That's how powerful the spirit of a man is. Him dropping seed, you get paid from him dropping seed. And you know it, so you go and have more children to go on vacation. You think I don't know sisters out there doing that? I heard sisters bragging online. Girl, you get you some more kids, you get your child support, and you get your income tax. You think I haven't heard that? That's sorry. That's sorry. That's a whole nother level of hoism. It's total disgust. And then to come back and say men ain't nothing. Huh. If that man ain't nothing, you wouldn't have nothing. If he didn't put nothing in you, you wouldn't have nothing. The statistics of it. You even when you think you have something or a degree in money, you still don't be having a husband. Let's just look at the statistics. It's time to come back to the Most High God and build the family the way that he intended and stop listening to these witches and warlocks. They're keeping our people down. Check this out. You tell me how the black man is. Yeah, you picking a sorry black man. And I'm not, when I say sorry, every black man don't have to have money to be a good man. How you are now is not who you will be in the future. Godliness is better than all money. Obviously, we need money to survive. This is in Detroit. I know you guys probably seen this. Fair use for educational purposes only.
Bro, it's so cold, man. Who fucking daughter is this, bro?
Excuse the language.
Thank God I seen her. So she, how old is you? 6? Man. If that ain't crazy, bro. Daughters is, bro. I need y'all motherfucking ass beat. I tell you that. Whoever daughter this is, y'all let y'all daughter walk. Out here with no fucking hat, no shoes. Thank God I fucking seen her. Those sick ass people out here. Thank God I seen this little girl, bro. And this shit got me so mad and angry. This shit got me so mad and angry, bro. Nigga got this little precious little girl just out here walking by her fucking self, bro. I ain't want to put her in my truck, bro. So I got out and walked with her, made sure she got to where the fuck she going.
Yeah, because if he puts her in the truck, and he may go to jail for kidnapping. So instead, he walks with her. You want to tell me about a black man? You want to listen, don't try to put us all in one box. Most of the black men that they're complaining about, they're the ones who are creating it. Ha! Check that out. It's only so far a black woman can raise a black man, guys, without a man getting involved, without him going through life being among men for him to become strong, to be able to survive and to be strong. Most of the men y'all complaining about, you wicked women out there, those women who are complaining, you created these men because you let the father go away to instill things that will build a beautiful generation. When the man ain't in the house, what do you think? What did you think was going to come out? You getting money from him every month. You're getting income tax. You got the kids, but you on vacation with another man. You create more kids. Listen, the kids, they listen. And you got some moms, they work really hard to make sure they have really, really good sons. But I'm going to tell you what puts the cherry on top. The man can come through, a stepdad or something can come through for a few months, a year, and he going to remember more from that stepdad to survive as a man in this world than he did from his mom. A lot of the ways from his mom, he usually has to wash off because they are too feminine. Because he's realizing he's always getting into stuff with other men, and he comes to realize when he matures, I got this from my mom.
Bro, motherfuckers got this little girl out here just walking, bro. It's fucking crazy, bro. This sick ass motherfuckers out here and people don't fucking care.
Excuse the language. Good Lord.
That'd be the crazy part.
Brother, you don't want to be saying all this language about a girl, but I know he's pissed off.
Motherfuckers be out here don't give a fuck.
I'm not gonna continue to play because I don't know how much more he's gonna go, because I know the brother's angry. The brother's angry because even in these freezes, people die in some of these freezes. So he's trying to find out where she even belongs. Somebody said he made a video instead of calling the police. Well, I say this. He probably definitely should have called the police. But sometimes our people do need to see the stupidity that we do. Right? Oh, somebody said he did call the police. Yeah, I didn't see the full video, but I can't make it through it because of the profanity. Somebody said he did call the police. Right? Let's go to Romans 2:21 really quick. And then we're going to get ready to close it out. I got like another 2 videos. Romans 2:21. Check this out. Thou therefore, which teaches another, teaches not thyself. Right? So Dr. Cheyenne Bryan, for example, you out there teaching these things. Where's your husband? And she's not the only one. It's a lot of so-called women life coaches after Kevin Samuels died. Check this out, women life coaches. You wouldn't have had a platform if it wasn't for Kevin Samuels. A man. Huh? You wouldn't have had a platform. This is what our people do. They copycat. Let me show how I do it. This is what they really should have been saying and doing. It was a bunch of life coaches. Not that he was the only one ever, but they really wasn't saying anything. They had, let me tell you, in my opinion, this brother had to go. Somebody had to find a way for this brother to go. After Kevin Samuels, it was a bunch of life coaches made. I hadn't heard of none of these people before outside of Kevin Samuels. Everybody found a new hustle, and black people love to copycat each other. Look at that. How the sisters came in with it. Huh? This is us, though. We like to copycat. We are the originators, but we're copycat. Does that even make sense? The other sister who was talking about sisters don't need to go to the gym wearing tight clothes. Sis, are you wearing tight clothes right now while you're teaching? Do you wear tight clothes mostly? Every time you see this sister's post, she has on tight clothes every single time. Thou that preaches a man should not steal. Does thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery. Does thou commit adultery? What's the point of you talking if you do it? How are you going to raise the people being a hypocrite? Well, see, I wear mine at home. You're in a public forum and your husband letting you dress like that on a public forum. You run the show. You run the show. I don't want nobody else looking at my wife behind. That's my property. And I don't want to look at another man's wife behind. I don't understand how these men let their women just roll around like this. These yoga pants, you know what I mean? Let me tell you, they be out there as if they not married. Husband be at work and they just free to just be friendly. Hey. Thou that abhorrest idols, does thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonorest thou God? Huh? So you can't be a hypocrite trying to teach other people. Are you in the cult? Are you getting paid by the Israelis? Are you on their payroll? Knowing that they sponsor porn and all types of other wickedness that the Most High is going to have to cleanse before we go back into that land? Matthew 7:5 says, Thou hypocrite, first cast out the beam of thine own eye, and then thou shalt see clearly to cast out the mote out of thy brother's eye. Here, now let's go to the brothers really quick. Here goes a guy. Y'all know this guy here, right? Huh? Y'all know this guy, right? His name is Cooley or something like that. You see the little laughing emoji, right? Y'all know Cooley from the Fugazi podcast, right? The one who talks about all these black women and what women need to do. This brother who be going against Hebrew Israelites. Y'all know him? Let's check him out. One moment, sorry. Clear my throat. Yeah. 1 second. I'm going to show y'all him. No Fugazi podcast. You guys seen him before. All right. They're always talking about women, black women. He goes against Israelites. One second. Look at that. This your boy right here. Cooley. Look who Cooley got on his side. This Edomite here. Cooley and Andrew Wilson destroy Hebrew Israelites. Cooley exposes Israelite. Huh? That's what he does. You thought he was just on a dating show, huh? Oh yeah, we go deep with it. Listen. Yeah, buddy. The person who act like he's a black voice after Kevin Samuels, this was a podcast. You understand? Now look at your boy. I'm not gonna disrespect somebody and their wife, but I'm saying, you know, hey, they be acting like they speaking for black people, but I'm just saying. You would have thought he had a black queen on his side. And guess what? I'm not going against his woman. That's not what I'm saying. Now, I ain't never seen it behind that low, but I'm going to let that be because I don't know if there's some Photoshop going on, but I'm going to leave it be. You know, I'm gonna let her be. She got her little black lashes on. You understand? And she say she's a dime. So if she thinks she a dime, I'm going to let her be. But yeah, this is another person who be speaking against us, but guess what? He look a little hypocritical to me. And they be going in on us. Fugazi from the Merriam Dictionary says, also spelled in another way, Fugazy, in slang term means false, bogus, inauthentic. It can also mean a counterfeit, sham, nonsense, an imposter. Well, you know, would y'all consider him an imposter? Speaking of imposters, we're not done yet. We have a person named Myron Gaines. Since a lot of people sometimes think that because a person's black, that he can speak for us. Like, what's this guy's name? Gilly the Kid. Rollo. I mean, they speak a lot of good things, but nothing against them. And I know they grew up in Philadelphia, but he was a good rapper, but he's Ethiopian. He's Eritrean. We have to stop letting people think that because they're black and brown that they can say the N-word. But I mean, it's too late for all that now, but our people, the reason I'm saying it because our people just let anybody speak for us. Just because they have brown and black skin, we think they're us. Check it out. Fair use for educational purposes only. I know y'all seen G.O.C.C. He's a comedian. He you know, I believe G.O.C.C. is getting, he's on payroll too. That's all I'm going to say. Right? Disrespecting people's religion when he have no understanding at all. Okay? He really need to get baptized because guess what? They might be baptizing him in that blood. because I be seeing a lot of suspect stuff going on with my boy. Now he's a great comedian, but this is where, brother, you crossing a line right here. Not only is he crossing the line, I believe that both of these guys are on payroll for the divide. Fair use for educational purposes only. When you first look at this guy, you can get confused and think that he's a brother. Once I see that nose, and I'm not saying that everybody who has that nose is that, but I'm going to tell you right now, I've been around East Indians and Arabs, Persians. It's not hard to spot people who are disguised as Zionists, Arabs, East Indians, and Persians. So when y'all allow these people to come in, oh yeah, man, you can rap, you can do this and that. Listen, me and my homies wasn't doing that. If you was doing it, you had limitations and rules, or you gonna get chin checked. Period. I don't care how long you been with us. If you say that N-word, we gonna hit you in your mouth. Period. And I mean for real, for real. If we ain't taking that and playing that. The more we let people come through with that, this is what happened. They brung these people among us. They already had these people in government among us. Now they're in our neighborhoods. They're everywhere. And this dude is saying the N-word every chance he gets. And I can't. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so blessed to be in the truth because I can't stand it. And you know, we can't be carnal. But I'm going to tell you right now, I can't stand it. Because I know who I grew up around, OGs and people I grew up around, L's I grew up around, it ain't no way this dude can speak without somebody pulling up on him. Fair use. They call him Myron Gaines. He has another podcast. Huh?
The video on the Black Israelites today? Drewski, here's my challenge to you, bro. Number one, I want to see you do 30 fucking push-ups without your stomach hitting the ground. Number two, I want to see your fat ass go ahead and make a video on the real Israelites, if you know what I'm saying. Not these stupid-ass monkey niggas.
He just called our people stupid monkey N-word. So you'll see him have another black guy on his show who's an actual Judite. I don't know if that Judite is taking this, but more than likely he is, because he probably don't agree with the Israelites. But these are still your people. I don't know your name out there, whoever's on this show with Myron Gaines, but these are your people, brother, who he just called stupid monkey N-words. This dude is not Cooley. This dude right here is named Myron Gaines. That's not his real name, though. Huh? This is what he called our people. When you let these Ethiopians, these Eritreans, these Hamites, and these other nations come over here and you get too comfortable with them, this is what they feel like they can do. Now, I would love for him to go. I would love for him to go among those Israelites and say that. Because guess what? They probably gonna make a falafel out of him. They probably gonna make a bean butt falafel out of him and send him on back wherever he came from. And it ain't the UK. He's from the UK, but we know they traveled from East India and Arabia and all other parts to get there. I'm surprised Benjamin letting these cats walk around like that. Lord have mercy. Y'all didn't got that cool where cats can walk around like that, Benjamin? Now, I ain't talking about the people in the truth, but listen, if our brothers over there knew they was Benjamin, I'm like, man, what is going on? Maybe because they got cool with Haile Selassie. Man. I'm like, man, we ain't playing that. This dude, this type of man right here, man. Man, this is a clown, man. You just literally just disrespected these men. And you don't know these men. He's the one who be talking down on all types of women, black, white, whatever, and acting like he's black, who can speak against black women and all that. Sisters, this is what happened when you start dating Arabs and stuff like that. Huh? This is what happened when you start dating Arabs. Lord have mercy. And he made the monkey sound. Now you know he's on the Zionist payroll. The Most High gonna give him everything he's looking for. The Most High is gonna give him everything he's looking for. He walking around in good pride right now, but the Most High gonna give him everything he's looking for. I feel like that nose is touching me over here.
I want to see you do a fucking parody on these niggas.
Oy vey, oy vey, oy vey. They know we run the banks.
That nigga will never, ever talk about the dreidel spinners. You got.
And he thought that was fly. This is how you can tell he ain't Jake. He thought that was fly. That music he just put on. It was corny, brother. No, matter of fact, you ain't a brother. It was corny, Alibaba. It was corny. For you to come and disrespect our people. And this is why, let me tell you. They want to go against Israelites when they talk about other nations, but they're not going to say anything about what he just said about those people. They're not going to put him on the news and say he just called them monkeys. I bet you they won't. It's sad that we let people like this make it. Let me tell you, boy. Back in the days, I know Nehemiah and the Maccabees. Let me tell you, it ain't no way. But guess what, Israelites? You got to stay patient. This is the patience of the saints. They are trying to provoke and bring provocation. It's all good. Have your patience. He gonna have his day. Let me tell you, he's gonna eat his words. He's going to eat his words. He might want to repent, apologize, and come and get baptized. Because whatever the Most High is going to, let me tell you, whatever the Most High is going to make him eat his words. I'm going to show you his people. Let me show you who this dude is. Let me tell you, y'all be seeing these talk shows and these podcasts and you don't know who you're dealing with. You just be listening to these people like they some teachers. Let me show you about this cat. Let me show you about this cat. Agent of Chaos. He's an agent of chaos. Let's look up Mr. Myron Gaines. SocialStarAge.com. Myron Gaines, age, bio, height, weight. Oh, you can tell. You can tell he's Arab. I've been around enough of them to know. Myron Gaines is an American podcaster, fitness trainer, real estate investor, former HSI specialist, and social media personality. In 2020, he made headlines when he was suspended from TikTok for making, misogynistic remarks in one of his videos. He is a YouTube vlogger known for his controversial male self-improvement podcast, which has over 1 million subscribers. Of course, when you're on the payroll of the Israelis, that's what you get. All right? Now check this out. Let's go to it. His YouTube channel is famous for publishing content about ladies or women, health and finances. His content has garnered a large following, increasing popularity across multiple platforms. Guess what? When they put money behind you, you get big. Check this out. Now let's see his makeup. Myron Gaines was born in New Britain, Connecticut, United States, on February 1st, 1990. His actual name is Amru Fadl. Amru Fadl. That's what the Egyptians used to always come to me and say. Fadl. I told you his name ain't no Myron Gaines. And that ain't it. Sisters, would you let a dude come up to you and tell you, hey, baby, what's your name, shawty? My name is Amru Fadl. Fadl? She could be like, Fadl what? You mean fudge? Fadl what? Fadl? What is that even? Now, I know it mean welcome in Arabic, but listen, that's not fly at all, brother. Huh? Let me tell you, you are not fly at all. You trying to give advice and try to talk down on our sisters. Fuddle your behind up out of here. He is of mixed African American ethnicity. I don't believe it. They call everybody black so that they can try to fit in with us. They try to call Gilly and Rollo. Let me tell y'all. Don't get it twisted. Don't let them say no African American. No. Let me show you some. They African. And Arab. I'm finna show y'all. Yeah. 1 second. I'm finna show you guys. This ain't no game. Gilly the kid. Nasir Fard. Nasir Fard. Y'all give anybody a pass. Y'all give anybody a pass. Gilly the kid's Ethiopian roots. You can see it all in their face already, guys. Look at this nose. And I'm not disrespecting these brothers, but I'm telling you, they are not Negroes. These are Eritrean Ethiopian Hamites. We don't even look like Wallow at all. We don't even look like that. And I've been among these people. They're Philadelphia Muslims who came over here. Their family probably came over here. Stop getting fooled and let these people say N-word and all that. Now it's enough of letting these people just come over here and just do whatever they want to do. We just getting fooled and listening to anybody because they say something good. Elder is not racist. I'm telling facts. These people are not our teachers. We ain't done. So we're not calling him Myron no more. Huh? They say he holds a Christian faith. Huh? He was just pushing that Zionism. Huh? 1 second, we not done. There go y'all boy. Check it out. Before fame, Myron Gaines studied at Northeastern University before becoming a special agent with the Department of Homeland Security. African American, huh? Half African American. Just like Obama. You thought Obama was African American too, huh? Oh no, he's a Hamite. You thought because somebody got a podcast, they can't be the feds? You thought Mr. Amu Fuddle sound like a piece of chocolate bar. Huh? Myron Gaines studied, no, Amuru, let's get it right. Fuddle studied at Northeastern University before becoming a special agent with the Department of Homeland Security. Period. Now why you think he's representing the Israelis. He switched to fitness and entrepreneurship as a presenter renowned. He didn't switch to nothing. This is his undercover job. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. We see that Gonzo nose from far away. Try to come and speak on my sisters. But we will do surgery on your nose, boy. Uh-huh. Let me show you his people. He must have forgot where he came from. He must have forgot where he came from. He must have. Listen, this is people right here. Let's bring them back a sense of reality. You ain't no brother to be walking around here saying no N-word just because you black. God made all people black except for Esau. This is your people right here. You can see that this ain't no brother. Every man with a beard and brown skin is not a brother. This is for those cousins right here.
As the ulama rahimahullah ta'ala, they mentioned. So the first way that you say Allahu Akbar wrong is this way. Allah.
So this is about, look, this look like Gilly right here. Tell me this don't look like Gilly the kid. No disrespect. Tell me this don't look like Gilly the kid right here. Tell me. I'm looking in the comments. Tell me this don't look like Gilly the kid. Please tell me. You know we did our homework, baby. I know what a brother and a Gadite look like. I know what an Issacharite look like. Tell me this. Hold up. Yeah, hold up. Listen. Hold up. As long as Gilly keep it cool with us, he cool. But I'm going to tell you right now, he ain't a brother. He can be cool, but he ain't a brother. There you go. Check this out. Uh-oh. 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 Thank you. This is just a random dude, too. Let me tell you, I know my people genetics. All the Israelite genetics ain't gonna totally leave. So this video is about people saying Allahu whack butt wrong. I hope I didn't say it wrong. So this video is about saying I lied who whack butt wrong.
He just said Allahu Akbar. He put a wow there. A second way that's wrong is to go.
This is Amuru for those people. He tried to sneak in. We showing you his people who's trying to tell you how to say Allahu Akbar right.
Allahu Akbar. See, making bar right there is wrong. The third way is Allahu Akbar. See, Allahu Akbar. All of those three ways are wrong.
You know what's crazy about this? They used to get mad at us if we didn't speak Arabic right there. They used to actually get mad at us if we didn't speak Arabic right. They had a store called Fatala. And because we wouldn't say Allah right, because, Judah got swag to his language. We got style to everything we do. I said, brother, I can't say Fatala like that. He wanted me to say Fatala. He's like, I can't take you anywhere unless you say Fatala. And I'm like, listen, brother, can you take me to Fatala? I can't. They're so sensitive out there. One day they put on something, and I was like, man, what is this stuff that sounds like Tarzan? Oh, man, I was just learning the culture. The little stuff, that thing sound like Tarzan. And my good friend, my good taxi driver, he's like, what? What did you say? And I'm like, man, it sound like Tarzan. But he was like, this is not Tarzan. This is the Quran. So they're really sensitive about their stuff. But listen, it's all good. They should be sensitive about their stuff. We sensitive about ours too. You're not coming over here teaching us and speaking upon the oracles of God and speaking upon the children of God. You speak your people and tell them how to say Allahu whack butt, right?
The way is just like this. Allahu Akbar, just like that. Allahu Akbar. And then you have entered now into the prayer, and your prayer is correct. So brothers and sisters, you know how it is. Don't make those mistakes. Share it with your family and friends, even your grandfather, your grandmother.
Yeah, brother, we sharing it with the world. We finally found out how to say Allahu Akbar. You know what I'm talking about? We finally found out how to say it. Straight foolishness. Allahu Akbar. All right. Face down. Face down. What? They make songs about that before. Face down, behind up. I can't say the A word, but this is Amuru Fuddle people. You need to go holler at your people and tell them why they face down and behind up. You trying to come over here and talk about us, huh? They getting ready for a puffy party over here. This is where you supposed to be, Amaru Fuddo. You supposed to be Homeland Security. I'm going to show you the real definition of Homeland Security. Matter of fact, you supposed to be Homeland Security. And let me show you how they actually train for Homeland Security where his people at. Let me show you real quick. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm going to show you right now. Let me show you his people's definition of Homeland Security. How they military train. In their defense academy. If y'all think I'm joking and I'm making it up. Huh? Baraptapur Defense Academy. This is their home land. See, they on the land and they securing each other. This is their Homeland Security where they from. So they knew he was good at it, so they brought him over here to do Homeland Security. See? This is their Homeland Security over there. Here we go. Amuru Fuddo's kinfolk. Fair use. Oh, man. Homeland Security right here. Homeland Security.
Listen up!
Now don't get it twisted. I hear people out there saying there's Hamites who look like Israelites. Of course. And we've actually mixed among some of them. I understand that part. You're talking to a teacher here. I don't think you need to tell us that. We the one who teaching. I think we know well enough about that. But I appreciate it. Right now we're talking about Amuru Fudl and his people. This is their Homeland Security. So I think we need to, we need to disown this little show. If y'all watching this little show, we don't need to be hearing nothing about what he's talking about. He's over here nosy. He's nosy, literally. He's nosy over here, and he needs to go back to his section to do Homeland Security. So, see, y'all thought I was just going to talk about what's going on with the sisters tonight? Oh, no. We had to bring out what they ain't no brothers, but they men. Y'all not gonna just keep putting things on our men because they're putting people over here to make you think that those are black men. Oh, they black in skin, but they not brothers. All right. So they come as an angel of light. All right, and they not like us. So we're gonna leave it there for the night. If you want to call in before I go get me a little food, the call-in number is 979-398-5875. Once again, the call-in number is 979-398-5875. All right. So if you have a question or comment, please don't call talking about baptism and all that. We have to talk about the show. What do you think about some of the sisters who are talking about women need to dress this way, but she's dressed that way? What do you think about what Dr. Cheyenne Bryan is trying to change a man? Do you think that she's wasting her time? Let me know. Right? Because if you don't let me know, I got a little fried fish on top of some homemade white pasta right now. Okay, we don't get that little fake stuff in that jar. Nah, that ain't real cream. You take that heavy whipping cream. You get your butter, you make your own stuff. And you put that thing, and we got the little noodle maker. I don't know if they made the noodles tonight, but they probably was too late. But you get your noodle maker, get you some fresh meal flour, make your noodles, put that sauce on there. You can put you a little chicken, whatever the case may be. Make sure you got that seasoning on there, that flavor, okay, for the savor, for the Most High. And then you put that fried fish right on top of that. You garnish that thing with a little bit of green onions and a little tomato and a little basil. And I'm going to tell you right now, it goes dizzle. I'm telling you right now. All right? So, call in number 979-398-5875. But, you know what I mean? We are going to get ready to get out of here. We don't get no calls because I'm getting a little hungry. And I have a trip to take tomorrow. Okay? So, if you want to get your questions, you better come on in because I'm hungry. All right. Listen, I'm tired of looking at these homeland securities in India and these Arab countries. Oh, you want to know what kind of fish it is? Well, listen, it's that red snapper, that red whippersnapper. All right, it's that red whippersnapper. That's what it is. Well, anyway, guys, we're going to get out of here, and soon, very soon, because I know people always like to call in when it's time to get ready to go. I don't know why, but really quick, let me put this out there. Soon, I'm going to do another show on like I said, exercise and health. I have to continue to push this because our people just, it's a lot of people dying out there from the big C word. A lot of people getting all types of things going on. Sisters, we put it out there for you a long time ago. Get that iodine. Rub it. Rub it. Thyroid, chest, secret part areas. I'm telling you right now, the attack is on. We're gonna just do another show. We're gonna just do another show when it comes to health and exercise. Like, we had to keep beating our people over the head with it because only a few people are gonna get it. We can't carry everybody. Everybody who don't want to work out, run, and do nothing, we can't carry everybody. So if you got to get left behind because you ain't in shape, unfortunately, you will get left behind. You can't think that God or the Most High is going to do every little thing for you when you have it in your power to do so. The attack is on with the air, the water, the food, everything. This is very, very, very important, all right? So if you need anything, you already know what to do. Just go to KIIYsupplements.com. We have your supplements there, sports nutrition, your herbs there. And then what we don't have on there, go to LionsHomestead.com. Colloidal gold, silver, copper. Very, very important to take the iron out of your body. If you're having our iron fish from our site and you're still dealing with anemia, you lack copper. You lack copper. I take copper in the morning and I take copper at night. I'm just reading a book about copper. Very, 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 very important. Iodine. Very, 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 very important. Sulfur, MSM. Every cell in the body is made from sulfur. Very, 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 very important. Vitamin C. You need vitamin C to absorb sulfur. You need vitamin C for iron. All of these things are cohesive. Vitamin D3. A lot of you guys are up north on the East Coast. You need more vitamin D3 and K2. A lot of you guys living in the UK, y'all don't even got no sun. It's just sad. You need vitamin D3. But if you don't have K2 and you don't eat fermented foods or grass-fed beef, which is very expensive, that's why we have it in a supplement, because it gets very expensive to get some of these things. I get it. K2 is very important so that you don't deal with things like stroke, heart attack, and osteoporosis. I'm trying to say it as fast and as best as I can. We have some other things on there. I can't speak about them on this show, but you can go to Rumble and type in CDS. You need to do your own research at your own risk. And when I say risk, it's not really a risk. You just need to know what you're doing with everything you're doing, with whatever you put in your body. I am not a doctor. This church is not doctors. We can't give you certain advice or tell you how to do everything. That site is not a site I can tell you how to do everything. You're going to have to be responsible and go and do your research. And when I say this, people still come back and ask, Elder, I don't see any instructions. It ain't supposed to be no instruction. It's a if you know site, so that I can still be able to deliver these things without getting in trouble. So please be responsible and do research. These things are very powerful. When I say powerful, you won't even know. When I say colloidal gold, you got mental things going on. The ancient Egyptians, which was, I'm talking about us in Goshen and stuff like that, we were using colloidal gold and all type of things like that. Believe it or not, it wasn't for just the normal people in society. It's on a whole nother level when it comes to this. On top of that, when it comes to these colloidal gold and nanotechnology, that and the other stuff I just mentioned, you need to do some research. Okay? That's all I'm going to say. There's articles out there, old 1930s, 1950s articles about the big C word. And guess what they were dealing with in that time? Everything I have on my site. Colloidal gold, copper, silver, and you need to go and look up the CDS yourself. You got to go look that up. I can't tell you how to do it. I'm sorry. But it's all over the internet for you to learn how to do it. You need to be responsible, take your time and not rush, and learn how to do it. Don't be like a normal fool and just start pouring stuff down your body. And then Elder ain't tell you do a damn thing. You need to be responsible and pick up a book and read, or get on Google and read. Okay? And let me tell y'all something. Be careful with that old ChatGPT, because it's going to be your worst enemy. You're going to have the feds and the laws and the cops pulling up to your house because you typing in all type of stuff, supposed to be following a law, trying to turn into a scammer like some of these Arabs, East Indians, Africans, and Chinese. Be careful. Okay? We out of here. Okay? We opened up the calls. Everybody is sleeping, ready to go to bed because it's cold outside. Please be safe in this snow. Prepare in case there's some type of outage or something like that these guys try to come with these freezing temperatures this year. Be very careful. All right? Peace and blessings. And one more thing. December 14th is coming up. Please enroll in the Hebrew and Bible Academy. Okay? We want to see you there. We need the support. And you need to learn. You never know when the Most High is going to drop some new stuff. All you have to do is go to historytimes.org. Thank you once again, Elder Dale. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And yeah, Shalom.
The Bible. Is it hard to understand?
When it comes to reading the Bible, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this is the Word of God.
The seals have been broken, and the truth is here.
And when we go throughout the scriptures, when we go throughout extra biblical records, we find that the language that God employed, that He used to create the heavens and the earth, was the Hebrew language.
Christ said, I came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. But yet no one, no religious leader, no religious church out there anywhere can now identify the 12 tribes of Israel. Can we? God is quite simple, but it seems as if man makes understanding Him hard.
What are those mysteries?
The truth of your book and the truth will make you free. The Hebrew and Bible Academy. You're invited.